Alright guys, hope you're all okay out there. Today I'm going to show you how I make my boiled rice. Now I was going to do this two ways. The traditional way in a pan and with my rice cooker. But I thought to myself, what is the traditional way in a pan? So I looked on the internet and I was surprised at some of the advice. And this is from a lot of, I wouldn't say top chefs, but good food websites. Let me just read a few to you and you'll see what I mean. Add 1 lot of water to 1 lot of rice. Add 2 lots of water to 1 lot of rice. Always rinse the rice, never rinse the rice. Stir the rice, never stir the rice. You must add salt, never add salt. Add butter. Never heard that one before. Cover the pan and leave it alone for 20 minutes. Lift the lid after 10 minutes and stir. Keep boiling rapidly with the lid off and top up with fresh water. Simmer gently, stirring every few minutes. Turn the heat off and let it steam. Boil rapidly and let it steam. Rinse the cooked rice in cold water and reheat it. And as you can tell, whichever way I decide to do it on the video, it would create a bit of fuss, so I'm not going to do it. For the record, I'll use 1.5 lots of water to 1 lot of rice, boil it for 20 minutes with the lid on, and just take the lid off for the last few minutes to let it dry out a little bit. No salt. Well, here we go then. Right then, so after all that, I'm using my rice cooker, and I'm not sponsored by these people, I just want to show you it. This one's made by Yum Asia, and it is the Kumu model. And it has a low carb function, which we'll get onto in a second. It does white rice, brown rice, porridge, it steams, it does all sorts of things. Up and down buttons for the times, and it's got a keep warm function. Comes with a scoop, and a little rice paddle for serving the rice, and of course a measuring cup. On the top we got the steam vent, removable for cleaning, very handy. And a condensate trap, so that when you lift the lid all the water runs into a ring round the outside and falls into the trap, doesn't go all over the work surface. This inner basket is the low carb function. What it does, it raises the rice out of the water. Plenty of water to start off with, but as it boils the water level lowers, takes the starches with it, and the rice ends up steaming. And there's graduations on the inner basket and on the main pot itself, just to let you know how much water to put in, or you can use your finger. Well, first up then is to rinse the rice. I always rinse the rice unless I'm using it as a really particularly sticky rice, but for normal plain boiled rice or for vegetable boiled rice like today, I'm going to rinse it. I'm using jasmine rice. It's medium grain rice, somewhere in between short grain pudding rice and long grain basmati. Basmati I tend to use more for Indian dishes really. And I am going to rinse it. 2 reasons. 1, to get rid of the excess starch off the outside of the rice, and 2, just to clean the rice itself. So normally I do this under a running tap, but I'm doing it in a little colander just to show you how cloudy the water goes. I'm just giving it a stir to replicate being under the tap and shaking it off. And you can see how cloudy the water is. Can't see the chopstick in the bottom, look. The rice had a second rinsing before I used it. So much easier under the tap. Okay then, into the rice cooker. Water up to the first mark. I'm only using 1 portion. Spookily, that number 1 for white rice comes up to my first knuckle on my index finger. I'm making a vegetable boiled rice this time, so in with a few carrots, spring onions, frozen peas, petit pois, and some pak choy stalks, not too many. More carrots, needs a bit more colour. And I'm adding a Maggi stock cube, just to give it a little bit of flavour. I wouldn't normally do this for plain boiled rice. Give it a stir around a bit. Close the lid and let the advanced fuzzy logic controller do its thing. 10 minutes before the end, the digital timer starts doing a countdown, so you know you're nearly there. Oh, look at that. And if you're not ready to use the rice straight away, the keep warm function will do its job and keep it warm for you. But I needed this straight away for the char siu pork dish I made the other day. Apologies for the steam, I didn't have the fan turned up high enough. Here we are, nice, light, fluffy vegetable rice. Fantastic. Take care guys, catch you on the next recipe. So there's the rice.